All right, Kombat Konvo, you know what it is, man. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the page. So today we're going to be reacting to Hulk Hogan talking to Joe Rogan about him facing The Rock in WrestleMania 18. Fascinating interview. So let's get right into it. No more talking.
The Joe Rogan Experience.
Incredible.
Speaking of Rock, you mentioned WrestleMania 18.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that it's one of the greatest wrestling matches of all time. Like, if I was going to show you, literally, and because I've thought about this, because whatever, a decade ago, when we would have our crazy wrestling arguments, I had to think to myself, well, what would I show Joe first? And it would be probably that, right? And
it was definitely a moment. I know The Rock says he's never experienced anything like that before.
I don't think anyone's seen anything like that.
No, it was crazy, man. It was much different than I expected. I'll put it to you that way.
How so? What'd you expect?
Well, I'd been working for Ted Turner for like 10 years, and I started that NWO thing with Eric Bischoff and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. You probably know who.
Which was WCW, the competitor to WWE.
So we've been trying to put Vince out of business for 10 years. Yeah. And we were killing him in the ratings for like 83 or 88 weeks. You know, we were just killing him. Then there was a turnaround. He brought Tyson on, and we made a bunch of mistakes, you know, programming-wise. Like, we were live, and their stuff was all taped. And we go, don't watch Monday Night Raw tonight because Mick Foley's going to beat The Rock, and this guy, so we'd give him the finishes, just dirty pool, you know.
Right.
So you don't need to watch the show because we're going to tell you who's already going to win, you know. And so after 10 years of this craziness, I was pretty much done. You know, this was Hollywood Hogan, the bad guy, and I had this crazy run. It was just as big as the red and yellow run as Hulkamania was. It was just as big or bigger. And so
huge.
At the end of the day, I was done, you know, and Ted Turner merged with American Online, and where his office was, they kicked him to the curb. He was down at the end of the hall, so Ted wasn't in charge, you know. And Ted's the one I made the deal with, and Eric Bischoff and Harvey Schiller and all these guys. And so I wasn't really going to do anything. I got a call from Vince, you know, and he goes, we'd like you to come up and work with The Rock at WrestleMania. I said, well, yeah, I can still go, you know, if you need me to come up there, we can make it work. And he goes, well, you know, he used to call me Monster. Well, you know, Monster, you know, things are different now up here. I said, what do you mean different? And he goes, well, you know, if you're going to come up here, you got to really bring it. Because, you know, The Rock does this thing in the ring, like, bring it. And so I didn't say anything as a smart ass. I'm thinking, if you want me to bring it, you're going to be asking me to take it back when I'm done with this bullshit. So anyway, you know, we went up there, had the match. There was a bunch of stuff that happened before the match that was a little bit different the weeks before. But when I went up there, what we did on TV was I did everything I could to be a bad guy. I was in Chicago. Place was just slammed in Chicago, just crazy. I mean, I had so many matches in Chicago, and the past accolades were so intense there that when I came out as a bad guy, that people were like with me, you know. And so all of a sudden, The Rock comes out, gets in the middle of the ring, challenges me to WrestleMania. I go to shake his hand, he won't let my hand go. You know, he pulls me back in. And right where face to face, he rock bottoms me, you know, and dumps me in the middle of the ring on the back of my head. So here come my guys.
I mean, you have to realize that these are the most electrical moments ever, like in pro wrestling history. Like, if you saw it on video, this is the epitome of the entire, what makes the entire thing entertaining. Because you're kind of rooting for both. Both are kind of bad guys, but have such likable qualities. So it's a win-win no matter what. I mean, this stuff is beyond, like, this here is like totally top shelf pro wrestling history.
I always loved the two-tone beard mustache combo.
Yeah, so anyway, after he dumps me on my head, my guys come down, Kevin and Scott, and we just crucify his ass. We unload on him, and we just grind him. So I go out of the ring, and I got a toolbox, and I dump the toolbox out, and there's this ball-peen hammer, right? So they got him hooked, and they think I'm going to hit him from the front. I go, and while they got him hooked, they thought I was going to blast him in the face with a hammer. I hit him from behind with a hammer, right? I catch him from behind. You know, I'm not not killing him. I'm pretty good at what I do.
Is it an actual hammer?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, bro.
So-
I can put this thing between your forehead. I won't even hurt
Let's
you.
please not.
But anyway,
He's a professional.
no, but listen.
You're hitting him with a hammer?
Yeah, hit
Like
him with
actually hit him with a hammer?
oh yeah,
But he's a professional.
yeah. I'm pretty. Believe me, I can
So
hit
it's
you
like-
with a hammer, brother. You'd be good. You know, but
What?
Yeah.
yeah, no,
I get it.
It's a
no.
hammer.
You know who first. If
I drop
since
it
this
on my
guy's
toe, it
so
hurts.
he's
It's
so
like
good
a-
at pulling stuff up. Pull up Rocky 3 where I get Stallone in the corner. I throw that straight in punch to him.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because he said, "Oh, I don't want to get hurt." I said, "You just stand there and don't move." Well, this straight in punch, he goes, "I've never had anybody throw a punch that looks like it was going to kill me." Yeah, no, I think this is it right here. Look. That was straight into his forehead.
Yeah.
He goes, "You didn't even hit me." I said, "Well, I'm not supposed to." But I
Yeah.
did make contact. So anyway, long story short, hit him with a hammer, drag him outside the building, put him in an ambulance, put chains around the ambulance, right? I go get in a semi-truck without the trailer on it, just the cab of the semi. And of course, as I'm getting in the cab of the semi, they pull Rock out of the ambulance. And I run that ambulance over with the semi.
Oh my God.
Vince goes, "Do it again, do it again."
Yeah.
This is so hilarious.
So anyway,
You got the ambulance is chained up.
yeah. So dude, so now the Rock's in there. We slide him out when they cut to me. Here you go. And so at the end of the day, I did everything I could to be the worst, most evil person in the world, bad guy. And we go get in Toronto for WrestleMania after I've done all these horrible things.
Oh my God.
Now I had to back up and run him over again. Now after I do all these horrible things, and I come out of the building at WrestleMania, and the place is cheering me out of the building.
Yeah.
I'm going, "Oh my God, how are we going to fix this?" Because The Rock is splitting to go do the Scorpion King. And I'm passing the torch, giving him the rub, everything I can to help him be the greatest wrestler ever, you know? And because that guy was so good in the ring, bro, and I never worked him before, but second, third generation wrestler, instinct, timing, placement, he had everything. It took us about 7 or 8 minutes. I got it all turned back around, you know, and he had certain input that we did, and I said, "Well, if some of that stuff doesn't work, we're not doing it," you know. But it was just the craziest situation because
this is it, dude. This is like the craziest shit of all time. I mean, look, everybody's arms are up in the air.
Tony is aroused.
I mean, it's unbelievable.
Look at
You
you.
have to realize that this is like it.
dude,
The two
it was so
entertainers.
loud
And
in
Hulk,
there.
how
Yeah.
old were you at this time?
I think I was 53 or 54.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And I had a hip replacement. And
That
two,
is
and two-
amazing.
and 2 knee replacements.
That at 54 you were still this jacked. That's incredible.
Another one.
Another one.
WrestleMania 18. After being in 1, 2, 3,
Oh,
4,
dude.
5.
And the next year, I took Vince McMahon to Safeco Field and actually had a blast with Vince. Got to beat the shit out of Vince. That was fun. And he's all in.
Oh yeah.
That crazy nut was all in.
That's
He
so-
loved it.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was crazy, man. That was crazy. Yeah. So, we be back, man. We're going to go into another clip. We be back.